I think it's the same thing with like wholesalers right now with the market shift, right? Like things work out until they don't. And when
Yeah.
they don't, they hit hard. One of the first things you do with lending, especially tying security of the loan, is to do a title search.
It's a joke. Oh, yeah, this is
It,
secured by one White House way, right? I can just
oh,
say that any property is secured by the White House. That's effectively what they did.
people were jumping into stuff without really knowing what they were doing. It's kind of surprising too, because it seems like some of these people that are making these insane mistakes are already in real estate. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, like how do you not know? Also, some of them are charging more than I charge, and they're doing
yeah,
less. People turn to other people like that when I turn them down. I'm like, this is not a deal. And then they're desperate to do a deal and they pay more to somebody else who's like, sure, I'll do it. And the problem is that plenty of these deals just scoot by and only a few of them get shot down or run into real true trouble.
I think it's the same thing with wholesalers right now with the market shift, right? Like things work out until they don't. And when
Yeah,
they don't, they hit hard.
right. And so there's people who operate with competence from the beginning, and they're going to turn down deals that don't look like they make sense. They're going to add security. They're going to make sure stuff is secure to the best of their abilities. But somebody who's just willy nilly and has no challenging questions for you, I guess it'll work until it doesn't. Don't complain. I don't know what to tell people. It's really disappointing and frustrating to hear about. Then there's some people who, I don't know, client wise, they cheap out. They want to go with something cheap. And again, proceed at your own risk. My whole team, we're trained to be risk averse. Our job is to be on the lookout for you, for things that could come up and bite you. I'm writing an email right now to somebody who forwarded a contract over. He said, I need to open escrow on this and I need a memorandum of contract ASAP. I look and it's signed by the seller. It's not signed by him. And oh, well, number one, you need to sign the contract. And then I take a little closer look and I can see that it's been edited after the seller signed. Well, come on now. You didn't even do a good job editing. I can tell there's old letters underneath the little box where you typed over them. No way. This looks like a forgery. Need a memorandum of contract. You're forging something, and you're going to take this to somebody else because I shoot it down. You're going to take it to somebody else who doesn't know any better, who doesn't care as much, and they're going to do the deal. And somebody, again, it'll work until it doesn't, right? It could go through. It could be just fine because that was the intent of the people anyway, and he just corrected the document. But it's not right. It's not done right, and it'll work until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, you're going to get charged potentially with fraud. So I don't know what to tell you, and that carries civil and criminal penalties. So I said, look, what service was used to sign it? It looks like he just got it on a PDF editor and then wrote in the stuff. So now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know that this went through DocuSign, DocHub, Doc anything. I can't, there's no digital stamp. There's no verification of signatures. It's just a PDF with some cursive looking letters on it every once in a while. So I said, what service is used to sign for this? I don't see any signs of authenticity of the seller's signatures. And I'm being sensitive to forgeries here. Can't move forward on this. I need a good, clean contract. And at this point, you've shown me enough to indicate that I want the certificate of authenticity for the electronic signatures. I talk myself out of deals because I want to do the right deals the right way. And then somebody else picks up the loose ones that fall off the wagon and is just ready and willing to do it willy-nilly. And I would say probably more of them go through than don't, if I had to guess. But when it hurts bad.
Caleb, my big question is what's going to happen to the TC that ended up running the deal through? Like, what's happening with the whole situation now? Is the person not paying or?
The borrower's not paying. The lender sent a cure notice via certified mail and is not hearing back. He's getting ghosted. Surprise, surprise. Anybody involved in that transaction can be sued. I mean, you can sue anybody for anything, right? But I don't know what the actual business relationship was between the TC and the lender, right? If it was a service provider relationship, then they can be sued for ineptitude or negligence at in delivering their service. I don't know what to say, but that stinks.
If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it.
That's it. I mean, you're taking a risk. And, that's why I have errors and omissions insurance. I've classified what I'm doing, talked to an insurance agent, and said, if I screw up, I want somebody to be covered. I just want to be covered so that I can go operate and know that my clients are covered. And I'm going to do my best to never have to put a claim in anyway.
But
But
the big thing that I keep running into is, people ask me why I work so much, right? Like they don't understand my hours. And, with the people that I've worked really close with, where there have been a bunch of problems, they kind of now understand. They've even told me this isn't your job as a TC. Like you're just supposed to push paperwork. And I'm like, well, you know what? Caleb has a different standard for us.